Good afternoon once again. I'm here on the banks of the River Rother and I'm fishing with the Quiver tip. I'm going to just be dropping it out under a little fallen tree here. I'm expecting to catch chub and perch, hopefully. If I'm lucky, a couple of roach. We seldom catch roach out of this area. I've got the keep net set up for a change, not something I usually do, but it's a very tight swim. And I'd like to be able to settle here for a couple of hours or so and just catch as many as possible. The idea is that I'll just return the fish quietly into my keep net and hopefully consistently catch for a couple of hours. I put the keep net in much earlier this morning and I chucked in a bunch of maggots just to prep the swim. That way I haven't disturbed it with chucking the keep net in and such. The swim's been resting a while and I have a feeling that there's plenty of fish to catch, so let's get to it. I'm going to fish 2 red maggots on a tiny red maggot hook. I just got a medium sized maggot feeder, all by Drennan. Now I have a strong feeling we'll get a fish on the first chuck, so let's see what happens. And we're in. Woohoo! Okay. Certainly not a perch. And I'll be one of the chub. It's fighting a bit funny. Feels a bit different than I usually do. Ah, that makes sense. Foul hooked it. Good sized chub. But look at this. I've hooked the poor bugger in the dorsal fin. Oh look, he's got damaged tail. Right character, that one. Well, we're off the mark. First fish. Nice medium sized chub. Couple of pound or so. I was definitely getting some perch bites because I'm fishing with the quiver tip. Not the most ideal method of indication for perch. They tend to, you know, it moves ever so slightly and you have to strike on the smallest little bend in the tip with the perch. The chub will just heave round generally. You've got to be extra vigilant with quiver tipping for perch. And perhaps I should use a bigger hook for them. Here's the second fish. Ooh, that'll be another chub. That's pulling hard. Oi! Oi, oi! That's a puller. This one's a fighter. Oh, it's black scale. I've caught this one before. It's got a black scale on it. Oh, he's looking big. That's hooked more fairly in the lips, that one. So this is why I call him black scale, for the obvious reasons. He's got a little black scale up there. Very recognisable. Right. And the keep net he goes. I suppose what might happen is I fish through the chub and either spook them off or catch the majority of them, and then the perch will be able to get a look in. Slightly less ravenous feeders, the perch. This one's gone upstream, that's different. I wonder if it's a chub or something altogether different. Oh. A little chub. Gotcha. Now, my hook link has become a little damaged. It's ever so difficult to see, hold on. Now the hook link has become a little bit coiled at the top end here where it's wrapped around the feeder, possibly a result of the fight from the last chub. So what I'm actually going to do is cut it about there, tie another loop and just fish a slightly shorter link. Might get a little bit better indication from a perch when it picks it up, because they tend to pick it up and then spit it out, they don't swim. And that's when I want to hit it really, so let's do that. And if I find that the bites aren't coming, perhaps I'll change back to a longer one. Straight in. That's a perch. Gotta be a perch. Way it's shaking. Well, shortening that hook link made a world of difference to the indication on that bite, and I was into a perch before the feeder hit the bottom. Not a big fish, but stripey all the same. Going half a pound probably. We'll get a few of them I think. Maybe some slightly bigger ones too if I'm lucky. Oi. That'll be another chub. The perch won't oh, come off. Oh, you bastards, come off. Hopefully it's not too startled and we'll come back and we'll get it. The hook's straightened out ever so slightly, so perhaps I was playing it a bit too hard. Again, a little more gently, don't want to lose it. Staying down there. That one's come off too. That is the third fish in a row that I've managed to lose. This is the beauty of angling. It's always a new challenge to overcome. Now I've got to try and figure out how to keep those fish on, how to bully them away from the little bit of weed that they're getting around under the tree there without pulling the hook out, because I'm using very fine wire hooks, aren't I? Life's a learning curve. Angling in particular is a learning curve. Perhaps if I cast 6 inches further away from that bank, when I hook them I've just got that tiny bit of extra time on my side. Still, there's no getting control of the chub. In the first run or two, they just dart around like nobody's business. You've just got to react to them. Because that's what I'm losing, chub. Maybe even a little jackpike, who knows, but right, he's got another chub and he's heading for the snag. Still got him. Going downstream now. Got it. Gotcha. Another nice chub. One of the most important pieces of equipment you'll have in your box is a disgorger. Make it so easy to just remove the hook from the mouth or throat of any fish, and I'd never go fishing without one. Right, that's what we can get now. straight in. There's like another small chub. Oh, it's a big perch. A bigger perch. Gotcha. Love that. Love that. Now this is what we're after. Oh yeah. That is probably the biggest perch I've had from this river over the years. Not big by PB standards. As far as small rivers go, you can't complain at a perch like that, can you? Look at that then. It's a perch of £1 and some ounces. So the battery died when I was just handling that perch. But I'm quite happy with that. Fingers crossed there are a few more of that sort of stamp here in the swim. As I said earlier, maybe I fed off the chub, caught a few, I've got a bit bored or moved on, spooked off, whatever. Now the perch have got a chance. Look at the perch. Ugh. Bird poo on it. Just as I was netting it, a bird's taken a right on his tail. How strange. Oh no, oh god, that's running. Bolted, as soon as I hooked it, bolted. Oh god, what is that going to be? Oh, if I can get this out, could be a good fish. Oh no, it's a small chub. Lovely. Another one of the average stamper chub here. I'll get plenty of bigger ones and plenty of smaller ones. Anyway, we're still catching. Snapped. What is that? Now I've just hooked into a fish and it's gone straight into that weedy snag that I've lost a couple of fish on today, but I wasn't pulling hard at all and the hook link has snapped a couple of inches above the hook. Now either there's some sort of like rusty old bit of metal in that snag or it's a jack pike, but it's just a bit weird. Because I check the hook link every time I put new maggots on, so I know that there was no abrasions to the line. All I can do is fish on. Maybe I'll catch a jack pike and he'll have loads of tiny little red hooks stuck in his mouth from snapping anglers off, and I can remove all the hooks for him. It's got no. Ooh, it's got. chub. Oh, that is a beautiful chub, that one. Perfect condition, nice and shiny. Love that. Not a monster, but another nice fish. I mean, no one's mistaken these things for monsters. They are fish, obviously, but what I mean is not a large specimen for its species. Another beautiful chub, unmarked, nice condition, nice little 2-pounder. Really trying to stop it from getting in that snag, but it seems to have done it. Certainly a good chub. Out you come. Yes. Oh yeah. Good fish. It's a big one. Oh. Here we go. Come on, you beauty. Come on. Come on. Gotcha. Call this one folded into the net. That's a bigger one. Slightly bigger than the rest of the chub I've had today. Look at that. Wowzers. Well, that one, my friends, is almost certainly going over 4 pounds. Wow. This is an old fish. Its fins are torn. Wow. That's the biggest of the session, biggest of the season so far, but it's early. But that is a very deep and big fish. And I very much look forward to weighing it and find out exactly how much she weighs. I wonder if the bigger ones swim around together, which is often the case of fish of all species, isn't it really? They seem to hang out with their own. It's like people, I guess. So, if I'm lucky, might get a few more of that size. But I'd quite like some big perch too. So I'm fishing for only 2 hours today. I'm an hour and a half in and I've caught plenty of chub, a few perch, and a few have got away. So we've got about half an hour to 25 minutes of fishing before I empty the keep net. I don't want to keep in there for much longer than that, so we'll catch a few more. Then we'll have a look at our haul and we'll release them back into the river. Do it all again this evening. Cheers. Another nice chub of average size. I do have an unhooking mat under my feet. And this is where I'm unhooking my fish, in the net right in front of me, on my knees. Now that's there just in case, or if I need to lay the net down. Generally I fish with an unhooking mat pretty well everywhere, to be honest. But because I'm effectively match fishing, I'm not laying them out on the unhooking mat to unhook them. I'm unhooking them quickly in the net, showing the camera, and then slipping them into the keep net. Woohoo! Never had a chub jump on the opposite bank like that before. And another one of average stamp. I must admit I wasn't expecting to catch this many fish in such a short amount of time. So I think I'm going to try and catch one more fish, and then we'll empty up the keep net and have a look at our haul. I don't want to overfill it, and I don't want to leave them in there for too long. Another small chub. Plenty of them. So it's been a cracking afternoon's fishing with the maggot feeder. Only 2 hours, as I intended, and I've had loads of chub, a couple of nice perch as well, and I've decided to call it a day there. I don't want to overfill the keep net, and I don't want to keep them in there for too long either. Definitely worked though, keeping them away rather than releasing them. Normally I'd release the fish and then I'd only catch one every half an hour, whereas I've been catching one every cast basically. Well, it's time to empty the keep net. I've got, I think, 13 or 14 fish in the bag here, up to just under 4 pounds I think, the biggest chub. Might go more. We'll weigh it in a minute actually. We'll keep hold of the big chub and the big perch, and we'll have a little weigh and just for our records how big they are. There goes black scale. Well, it really has been a good day on the feeder. There goes the big one. It's been a cracking day fishing with the maggot feeder. Just a couple of hours, as I say. I filled the keep net and I've released all but one. This beautiful perch. I think it was something like 11 chub, up to just under 4 pounds. And a couple of perch, this one being the biggest. Not a monster, but great fun. Release this fish and then get back in the swim later this evening. Try and catch some more perch. Thanks for watching.